Well, this is just a quick hello to get things rolling and tell you how I'll be doing things in Lit 502. So, hello. I'm your professor, Rob Welch. Every week during our semester, I'll post a short video, usually no longer than this one, with some comments on it about what's coming up in the class. I like to do this on Fridays, and the notes that I'll offer will apply to the module beginning the following week on Monday. A lot of times, my object will be to forestall any misunderstandings about practical things we'll be doing in that module, but I will also regularly offer some brief comments to let you know how I feel about the texts or themes which are of particular interest that week. This time around, this chat is to announce those procedures and to say a quick word about graduate coursework. What you've probably noticed is that you have a great deal of reading and a fair amount of writing to do in this class. The most inspirational professor I ever had once sat and talked frankly with me and my cohort when we were in her class, and I'd like to take the time to do the same. What she told us is that if you look at the amount of work requested in a graduate course, you can see through to subtextual lessons about the nature of knowledge or how we approach knowledge in the class. Graduate syllabi, like ours, ask you to read a lot. However, it's not about just reading. You read in order to comprehend in a way that makes each new text a useful tool for you in synthesizing your viewpoint. And that includes contextualizing it against history, against theoretical perspectives, against what other critics think. The first thing to recognize is that is a lot of work. On a practical level, if we were dealing with a single novel, we might complete some very fine work by applying ourselves like this over the course of a semester. However, instead, you are asked to examine dozens of texts from dozens of angles week after week. One subtext you can take away from that is that wider understanding is better understanding, because that's how your classes will invariably approach the topic of literature. That, I think, is a good lesson to begin with, because what it implies is that in order to grasp what is important about the specific, you must understand that specific in its relationship to other specifics. Literature, in that sense, mirrors human sociality, while also being essentially about human sociality. Another subtext is that even when we try to get the big picture, we're still just getting a tiny portion. The practical lesson here is that since the field of literature is as wide and varied as all human activity among the 7.5 billion of us, unless you are superhuman, truly comprehensive knowledge will always be outside our reach. On the one hand, this is humbling, because as scholars, we're setting ourselves on the path to become experts in the field of study. On the other, it's empowering, because it means that all the respected experts you will read articles from may be very wise and have much experience in thinking about our topics, but that doesn't mean there isn't room for you and I to add to their conversation. We may well actually change it. So next time around, I'll provide an overview for Module 1, but if you have questions about anything, do write me, call me, or text me. My number is posted on the Your Professor announcement. I look forward to working with you this semester, and my goal is to make this the most productive class you will ever take. We'll see how that goes. Oh, and there's the cat. Look at that. I knew she'd get in.